Hi everyone. Today I wanted to show you how I store my stamps. So when you get your stamps, they come in, the plastic sleeve, and then the stamps are usually on 2 pieces of acetate with the clear mount stamp attached to it, and then the stamped image, is on the first acetate sheet. So what I wanted to do was, these are some of the ones that I've gotten recently and I never worked them into my stamp storage. So I'm going to show you how I do that and then show you a couple different ways that you can store them the same way I do if you don't have all the same materials. Okay. So first of all, and here's some more alpha stamps that I have that I need to work on today. The first thing the way that I do with this, and I'll show you some different examples, is I take the stamps and then I kind of figure out how I want to display them. So on an 8.5 by 11 sheet, which is what you're going to use, you can get 4 4x6 stamps. You can get a couple 2x3 stamps. You can also cut the images out and do it that way. So for example, this one, what I did was I took I took some laminating pouches that I have and a transparency film. If you don't have these, it's not entirely necessary. You can also use just regular acetate sheets if you have those as well. And what I do is I take the laminating envelope, and then I put this acetate sheet or the transparency film underneath it. It just gives it some more weight and structure. And then I take all of the cling stamps off of the packaging, and then I put the image in here. Okay. So this one I already did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to laminate this really quick and then show you how I'm going to work it into my current storage. So once those sheets are in there and organized, you'll laminate this and then we'll punch the holes and I'll show you that process. The nice thing about storing it like this is that you have more room, just like you can store your stamps with less room. I used to have all these stamps in baskets and just had them sitting up like this in a basket, sorted by categories. The problem with that for me is I have a smaller space. I don't have a ton of room to have all these baskets of stamps out. So, and I typically, other than these, I really don't buy as many stamps anymore. I typically really have to love the stamp, but then I put them in categories. So for example, I put them in like alphabets. Stamp sets are in one category. I have a bunch of illustrated faith Bible journaling ones. I have seasonal stamps, so I have a binder for seasonal stamps, so fall or Christmas stamp sets. And then I also have like planner stamp sets. I have a book that has a bunch of date stamps in it. I did subscribe to some Heidi Swap Stamp Society kits for a very long time, so I have a bunch of those as well. So I'll show you those. I'll show you how I store it in different ways. So this is one way I do it. And then I have because I'm going to work this into this Happy Planner binder system. Okay, let me open it. I'm going to use my Happy Planner disc punch. So what I'll do is I'll just take off one of these that is already punched. And let me get my punch. Excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Ooh, sorry guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and there's like a guide right here. And I'll just stamp it. Okay. Or I'll punch it, sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to hit the camera, guys. Sorry about that. And then I'll create my punches. Because I'm using an 8.5 by 11 sheet, this is going to have 11 hole punches. With the plastic, you kind of have to pull the little tab piece out right here because it doesn't want to punch it all the way through sometimes. So, and then I'll just do that. I don't want to bore you with all the stamping of all the tabs, but that's how I would do it that way. You can also use binders and use a 3-ring hole punch. So then what you do is once you've laminated this, it got bent in the laminator, but that's okay, it will flatten out, is you're going to take your stamps and you're just going to turn, so this is the front part of it. The clear acetate sheet, I just moved over to the left a little bit so it's not perfectly centered in the laminating pouch to give more sturdiness where you're going to put your stamps. And then I will hole punch on the left side. So then you're going to take your clear mount stamps. You'll turn this over. Okay, let me do it right here. And you're just going to put your stamp right on the plastic sheet. So because these are clear mount stamps, they're going to just attach to the laminating sheet. Okay. So I have 2 or 3 stamp sets on here. So these are the next ones. And you kind of just match them up to where they go on the stamp sheet. So and then this is one of the frames. So we'll put this one right here. Then we have these little ones. I think this is that one, but here's some more frames. So it is a lot of work up front. It's, it is harder than trying to just stuff them in a container and put them away. If you have the space for that and that's the system that works for you, continue to do that. You don't have to change that. I did this because I find it easier there's less steps to get to my stamps this way. So I'm not like filing through them. And as we discussed in one of my craft room tour videos, is I like to flip through books. So that would hold that. And then that will go in this book. So like this book has a bunch of larger stamp sets that I got. So these are full pages that I can use for junk journaling. And then what I do is I just put a piece of paper, a whole bunch of piece of paper. If you don't have it, I have a bunch of Happy Planner stuff already. So I already have these pages. And I just put it in between the stamps because they will stick to each and you don't want to have that. This one, what I did was, it looks like I took a couple of the images and cut them out and put them in here separately to make it fit on here. You can also do that where you're going to cut out each image and put it on here so that they can all fit on the sheet. This one came like it is. Same thing with this one. And then I just store them all in here. So then when I want to go and stamp something, I can take my stamp block, pull this off, stamp my image, and then I'm done. So it's very simple to do it that way. And for me, it works so much easier because then I can kind of just grab whatever stamp set works best for me or whatever album I need for the stamps. The other way I have them stored is, again, these are just the Happy Planner rings. This was one of their sticker books, their DIY sticker books. And the Happy Planner has these pouches. They're like just envelope pouches made for the Happy Planner. So what I did was on these ones, is this is a clear cutting board from the Dollar Tree. And I just put the image on the front and used clear packaging tape and packaged them down. Stuck the cutting board, the clear cutting board, in the pouch. And then stuck the stamps to the back. Same thing, they will stick to this, even these little ones. If they start falling off, then it's probably time to clean the back of them. The part that would adhere to your stamp block, because that's why they would be falling off. But again, on this one, I didn't use paper in between each one. I used vellum sheets so that they wouldn't come apart. So that's one way that you can do it. And the other way that I have done this before is without this sheet. And as I say that, all these are going to fall off. Look at that. These are not very good stamp sets. Some of these are like from the dollar store type stamps. So then I mean, it's not a perfect system, but you know, nothing is perfect anymore. Okay, and in April. Okay, and these ones are just already stuck to the vellum sheet. Okay, so another way that I've done this before is I have taken you can also just probably take the cutting board itself. Let's see if this works. The clear cutting board from the Dollar Tree, hole punch it, stick your images on the front with the clear packaging tape, punch a hole in them, and then stick your stamps on the back, and it looks like it sticks just fine. So you can do it that way. I also had some extra, when you bought a Happy Planner, it came with the clear, very heavy-duty plastic packaging, and I would use that because it was already hole punched, so I'd cut it to the size I needed, put the image on the front with the clear packaging tape over it, and then it would just hold my stamps. So like this one has all of my number stamps. So anything that's like, if it's an alphabet and a number set in one, they stay together. But if these are just all complete number stamps and stamp sets, where it was just completely the number. So for example, with this one, what I did was, this one, let's keep falling off. I put a couple different stamp sets. So this is a stamp set. This is one. This is one. So, and I just kind of cut them to fit on the same sheet. Okay. Then you may have noticed in my craft room tour, I had a huge 3-ring binder, the 3-inch binder for all my alphabet stamps. And today I decided that's no longer going to work because I have more alphabet stamps that I have to work into the system. And I switched them. And by switched them, all I did was I took one big 3-ring binder, took it out, and I used 2 1.5-inch binders and a probably 1/2-inch binder. This 1/2-inch binder is going to be my jumbo, my jumbo alphabet stamps, meaning these are like 3 to 4 inches tall. Okay, these are from, they're IOD stamps. So they're so much larger. And again, this is just a 8.5 by 11 pocket page protector that I put a piece of paper in, and this is my divider in the middle. And again, these images are just on here. I laminated the sheet and then I stuck the stamps in here. So this one will be my jumbo alpha sticker or stamps. This one is my lowercase. And even though some of these have lower and uppercase, I kind of, for room, I put all the lowercase ones in here. So I worked it out. If I need to go searching, it won't be very hard to look. But as you can see, I have 3 4x6 stamps on here, stamp sets, and a small like 3x4 one. These are larger ones. These are like probably 4x6 or 4x7, 5x7. And I just turned them sideways and did it that way. Same thing with this one and this one And then trying to not knock the camera all the time. This one, you'll see I have 2 4x6 stamp sets and 2 of the 3x4 stamp sets. And so this has all of my, for the most part, the lowercase stamp sets. It does have one jumbo IOD stamp set in here because it's the lowercase one. I just put it in here because I had some room. But you'll see in this pocket over here, I have some stamps that I need to work into my system. So what I'll do is I'll put this one like this, and then do something like this on the sheet. Hold on. I did not put my camera up high enough to show you this, but so this will go somewhere like this, and then like something like that, or I don't know. I haven't figured that out, but this will go in here. And then I have one for the uppercase alphabets too. And you'll see some of these alpha stamp sets have numbers on them, so I've just left the numbers in there. You could take them out and incorporate them into your numbers category if you wanted to do it that way. So again, a bunch of 4x6 ones. This one wants to keep falling off. I should just clean it. And then I put vellum sheets in between on this one. So that's how I store my stamps. It works very well for me. I don't have any problems. They sit on the shelf. I don't have a bunch of them falling off. If they start falling off, it's probably because I need to clean them and let them dry and then stick them back on here. But like I said, I have a ton of stamps. You just wouldn't know it because of the way that I store them. And this works for me. It's super easy to find what I'm looking for and know what I need. And then, you know, I'll label, if it's a binder, I'll label the side of it, or I'll put on the Happy Planner covers, I'll put different covers so that I know what it is. Like, so for my seasonal one, let me pull that out real quick for you. Where is it? Of course, it's way over here. So for my seasonal one, it says Welcome Autumn. So I know this is Christmas and Thanksgiving stamp sets. Let's see if there's anything else that I can think of that I should tell you. There are a bunch of stamp sets. Oops. So Crate Paper had a bunch of like little stamp sets for a while. So I cut the images and just put the image in here on the laminated sheet and put them in here that way. So they were all together. Oops. So just wanted to show you guys that, give you some options on how to store your stamps if you want to do it that way. If you have a lot of stamps, this is going to be a big project. It's going to take some time, but in the end, for me, I find it worth it because then I can get to my stamps faster and access them, because I will not use them if I got to take them out of the package and then I got to take the backing off, and then it's too many steps for me and I do not like to do that. So I'm very lazy, and when I'm inspired and I'm in the groove and I'm just plugging along, I want to be able to get it done while I'm inspired. So that's all. I hope you found this useful. If you have any comments, leave them in the comment section below. Any questions, let me know. Make sure you subscribe to the videos so that way you don't miss out on any upcoming videos, and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I drop new videos. But until then, I hope you have a great day and go do something creative. Bye.